Hi, I'm Paul Ferranbi, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast, same great content, all about becoming more incredible. So, a couple weeks ago, I started to talk about Live to Lead, or L2L. I was in Atlanta. I did a short recap. I want to complete that. And if you haven't watched that, go back a couple episodes ago on Saturday where I talked about the Live to Lead, which is a Maxwell leadership sponsored event. There was Marcus Buckingham there, Ryan Leak, Kendra Scott, and of course the man himself, John Maxwell. So I dove way into what Marcus Buckingham was talking about with love plus work, and I want you to go back and check that out. But I also want to dive into more what Ryan Leak and Kendra Scott talked about as well. So they talked a lot about failure and how to deal with failure as well. So Ryan Leak has a great book called Chasing Failure, which I just got done listening to the audiobook. It is a remarkable book. He talks about his story as far as chasing failure. So first off, this guy is amazing. He captivates the audience. He is also a really good author as well. And hearing it from his own words from reading the book. So to bring it all, to summarize it, was that he had the opportunity to get engaged to his wife and married on the same day. So he heard his wife say that when they first started dating. She was talking to a friend, and so he planned this out, got married and engaged on the same day, like within a 12-hour time. They were only engaged like 12 hours. So what ended up happening was that he had his wife surprised him after on the Queen Latifah show, actually hooked him up with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant wanted him to come practice with the Lakers and for a game and for practice. And then he, going above and beyond, wanted to have a good conversation with Kobe. And he thought the best conversation would be if he was someone that was also in the NBA or had tried to be in the NBA. So he put together this whole documentary about reaching out to different NBA squads, about trying out as someone, right, what his perspective was, his school was pending D3 status. So he already knew it was going to be a long shot, but he went about chasing failure. And so I think that's really key to remember, is that chasing failure can take you a lot further than chasing success could ever take you. So a key moment he brought about was that he had to run, I think it was like 40 different down and backs in like 5 minutes or so. I think I'm butchering the stories. You have to go check out Ryan Link and learn more about it. But basically, halfway through, he was dead tired, dog tired. And he looked down and he saw Phoenix Suns logo, and he realized that even though he's not gonna get it, he's not gonna make the Phoenix Suns, going after failure and being intentional about chasing something that would potentially lead to failure made him a lot more successful than chasing success ever made him. So think about that for a second. Is there something you feel like is a long shot? Something you feel like is not going to happen? Are you willing to take the chance? Are you willing to keep going even when it's seemingly impossible? Because even if you don't achieve it, you will probably do something that you never imagined for yourself. So chase that. Another thing, Kendra Scott. So I'm not as familiar with Kendra Scott. I think people who do a lot of stuff with jewelry, if you've gotten her jewelry, you may know her better. She's worth over $1 billion, her company, all the stuff that she does. But at the beginning, when she was trying to do all of this, she was struggling to even find retailers who would take her jewelry. And a lot of times she would go from door to door and not be selling a lot. And then she had a store that had jewelry and had hats and all this other stuff. And what she realized is that she was really focused on the hats for people who either had lost their hair or wanted to do more as an accessory for church or whatever. But what was really selling was her jewelry. And that was a key moment that stuck out to me, was that you may have something that you think is going to be what people want from you, but you need to keep open to that. There might be other things that you're offering that might be more attractive to your audience than what you think it is. So maybe, I think for myself personally, I've been doing a lot of stuff with coaching, with speaking, with podcasting. At the beginning, I was really heavily focused on speaking. I was able to do that a lot of times with different universities or colleges, community colleges, or a church, whatever it is. But the last almost 2 years now have been focused more on the podcast. And I've seen more so that people have leaned in and asked me more questions about the podcast stuff, along with the nonprofit stuff I do with Knowledge STEM, which is a huge passion of mine. So keep in mind that just because you're focused on something, that might not be the best way to go about it. In business and entrepreneurship, I think it's an average of 4 to 5 times that you fail before you find something that is successful. So maybe you don't have to start over completely. Maybe it's already something that you're doing. But keep in mind, pay attention to what people see you as an expert in and what people are asking you for, and lean into that. Definitely, for me, I'm a person of faith, so I pray and ask God as far as what I should be doing, what I should do next, how I should go about it, whatever it is with your gut or intuition, leaning into the world, whatever it is, make sure that you continue to move forward, press forward, don't give up. I know that you can do this, and I know that you can keep being incredible.